Hey guys, Lokai here, back with another video. So, I figured I'd do an update video since I haven't done one of these in a long time, and talk about some future plans I have with the channel, as well as changes I've actually made sometime in December and January. So, there's been a lot of changes going on with the channel, and I figured I'd talk about them, including my new username, since I do have a bit of a story behind it, and why I decided to change it. I don't really feel too bad about, but before we get into any of that, I figured I should mention that this is a very special occasion, a very special day for me in particular, for today happens to be my birthday. Yeah, this happens to be recorded on January 7th, which is my birthday. I'm not sure if it'll be uploaded on my birthday. I'll try to make it happen. So, in the comments below, send me your birthday emojis, send me your happy birthdays, your happy birthday comments. Birth is a particular favorite of mine. Thank you, some call me Johnny. That's a particular favorite of mine to use whenever someone has a birthday on Facebook. You may bow before me, kiss my feet, treat me as an occultic god, stuff people usually do on birthdays. That's what people usually do on birthday parties, right? And I figured, you know, I don't know if I've actually recorded anything on my birthday. If I have, cool. If I haven't, well, then I guess this is the first time. But I figured it'd be kind of neat to do. Maybe I'll do this like every year, where I just like record an update video on my birthday. I'll have to see if I remember that. So yeah, birthday celebration for me. I ate some cake earlier. But that aside, let's get to the thing you're probably here about, which is the updates to the channel. So let's start with the most obvious change, the one you're likely thinking of, which is my username. So, I started this channel back in high school in 2012, and the Seaman235 was a name I created just as sort of a joke name. It was a thing where it's like, I used to do this thing when I was a teenager where I called myself the Awesome Cody Lammert, or Seameister, or Seamaestro, or some stupid shit, or Seamaster, which I have on my other account, which I'm probably going to change as well. You know, I used to do this whole thing where I gave myself these shitty nicknames just for the sake of, like, I guess getting a laugh, a pity laugh out of people. Like, it wasn't an ego thing, like, I knew the names were cringe, but that was kind of the joke. But, you know, you change a lot over the course of 10 years, and it really didn't do anything. I think I was doing it just to get popular and get a laugh. It didn't help that the name, like, sounded like semen, so that probably didn't help either. But, you know, it was just some cringy nickname I came up with in high school, and I kind of wanted to move away from that for a while. Like, this has been a long time coming for me. Like, I've been wanting to get rid of my username, the Seaman235, and replace it for years. Like, at least since 2018, 2019. You know, I just wanted to move away from it so I could be seen as a bit more credible. Because, you know, the Seaman235 was my identity. And, at least it was on the internet. And, you know, looking back on it, it was, you know, it was like a dumb joke I made as a teenager, and it didn't do anything. No one really, like, it's a dumb, cringy name. I even, like, mention it whenever I mention my email, like, yeah, just ignore the cringy name. Like, because my email is, like, Seamaster, something, which I won't say anymore, but yeah, it uses Seamaster, and I kind of wanted to change that, too, because, ugh. You know, it was just a really cringy thing I did in high school. That's where the name came up with, I came up with the name, and I just wanted to move away from it. The reason I was kind of back and forth on it was because I was worried about the algorithm and what it would do to videos that are actually successful, and it basically has done nothing. My Lethal Frame video is still doing well, and people are still finding my channel, so it's basically done nothing. But another reason why I was kind of back and forth on it was because I didn't know what else to call myself, and because 2022 would be the 10-year anniversary of the Seaman235. I didn't make a 10-year anniversary video, and it was mostly just because I just wasn't in a celebratory mood. You know, my mom recently passed, and 2022 was kind of a rough year because of that, and so I didn't really feel like celebrating. I guess you could say I sort of unintentionally celebrated it, because when I first made this channel, I was doing Sonic videos, Sonic reviews, that were clearly ripping off, like, Some Call Me Johnny, and Clement, and Adamant Ditto, if you remember that YouTube channel, because I was a fan of them at the time, and I was a fan of their Sonic reviews and all of that stuff. But now I'm doing Sonic retrospectives now, 10 years later, so I guess you could say those are unintentionally like the 10-year anniversary videos. Funnily enough, it came right after an anniversary, which would be Sonic's 30th anniversary. 10 years after Generations. You know, it was, you know, the Seaman 235 was a shitty name I came up with in high school, and it was my identity for the longest time. And I figured I'd keep it for 10 years. You know, I figured around, like, 2021, I figured, you know, next year will be the 10th anniversary. I'll keep it and maybe change my username then. And, yeah, and I eventually decided one day, you know, screw the algorithm, I don't get that many views anyway. Let's just change the username. It's been 10 years, and lo and behold, I eventually changed it last month. The Seaman 235, it served its purpose. You know, I still kind of have it, because it's in, like, you know, Lokai at the Seaman 235, but it was a cringy name I came up with from this cringy thing I did in high school that I look back on and wince a bit, and I'm like, I kind of want to move away from this, you know? I want to be taken a bit more credible as a YouTuber, you know? Especially now that there's so many more eyes on me, you know? Because, like, the Lethal Frame video and a couple of other videos, but mostly that video, really brought a lot of eyes on me in 2020 and 2021, and it was just like, oh god, they're gonna see this really cringy thing I did in high school. And I guess they did. And you know, eventually I do want to grow this channel into something more. I know it hasn't changed much over the years, you know, and that's probably why it hasn't done so well, but it is one of those things where I do want to become at least a little bit more credible. I don't want to make a job out of this anymore. I used to when I was younger, when I was in high school. I don't want to do it anymore because, holy shit, YouTube as a website is fucked. I want to be at least a little bit more credible, and so I figured, let's come up with a much better name. I'm done with the cringy high school name. I'm moving on from it. I'll still keep it as sort of a memento, but for the most part, it's just a memento, nothing more. From now on, I'm going to call myself Lokai. If you guys want to call me the Seaman 235, by all means. If you want to make fun of the fact that it sounds like semen, go ahead. Me and my friends have done that too. You were thinking it. Yeah, if you want to call me that still, if you want to call me Cody, that's fine. Whatever works for you guys, it's whatever. I'm going to be calling myself Lokai in the videos going forward. If you're wondering where the name Lokai comes from, I got it because I used to have a cat named Loki, and God, did that name fit him so well. And no, it wasn't based on Marvel. I knew about the Marvel character because I watched Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, but no, it wasn't based on Marvel. It was actually before Marvel even got popular. Like, it was around when Iron Man first came out, I think. It might have even been before it. I don't remember. All I do know is that it was before the MCU really took off with the Avengers and onwards, you know, like the end of Phase 1. So no, it wasn't based on the character. It was based on the actual god himself in myth and legend. And, again, that name fit him way too well. But, you know, unfortunately, we had to give him up. And I sort of decided to name the channel after Loki and the current cat I have now, whose name is Kai. Both, coincidentally, black cats. And I figured, Lokai, that sounds good, right? You know? I might tweak the username just a little bit if I feel like it. Like, I might add a the. But for the most part, I think, you know, I think Lokai is a good username for me, you know? It references and immortalizes two cats. One of them I used to have, one of them I have now. And, you know, I think it sounds good. If you guys have any suggestions, by all means, but, I'm happy with Lokai as the username for now. And now for upcoming videos I have planned. I actually have quite a few videos I have ideas for. The first of which is, of course, the Sonic retrospective. I recently uploaded Sonic CD. I'm probably going to upload 3K sometime later this month or next month, probably next month, because I am also going to be working on something else in the meantime. I want to try to upload more videos than I have in the past couple of years, Because if you noticed, during, like, each year, I only really upload a handful of videos. It's, like, maybe, like, 6 to 8 videos a year, which is not much, sometimes even less, and not all of the videos are even really substantial. So it's one of those things where I kind of haven't been uploading as much, and I kind of want to change that. I also want to improve the quality of the videos, at least a little bit, to the best of my ability. I've been researching, you know, with some capture devices and some audio devices here and there. But, you know, I have mostly stuck with the stuff that I'm comfortable with. But generally speaking, I want to kind of make more videos than I have been for a while. And that starts with both the Sonic retrospective and really just videos on older games in general. Like, after Sonic, I actually want to tackle other retrospectives, like maybe tackle Kingdom Hearts, maybe tackle Devil May Cry, maybe tackle Star Wars, since that's something I haven't... Like, I've talked about Star Wars, I've had movie commentaries for a while. I actually want to return to some video styles I used to do. Like, I want to go back to movie commentaries, maybe redo the prequels with better audio quality. I want to do another video game collection. My collection has skyrocketed. Like, I remember I went back to the old game collection video I still have. It wasn't my first video game collection. I used to have an older one. I wish I kept that one. I wish I did, but I deleted it because I figured I didn't need it anymore. It's not a good video, but I wish I kept it just for historical purposes, you know? But, like, I had around, like, 20-something PS2 games, maybe 30-something. My PS2 collection has skyrocketed in recent times because of all of the... Like, because it's been since, like, what, 2016, 2015? It's been, like, 5 years since I've made that collection video. And it's so outdated in comparison, and I've played way more games and way more franchises than I ever thought I would have in the future. And I think it's about time I update my video game collection video, just as a side thing when I have nothing better to do. I want to go back to movie commentaries. One of the things I really want to do at some point is Let's Plays. I know Let's Plays are kind of old-fashioned, but I still kind of have a fondness for the format. I kind of wanted to do Let's Plays in a similar vein to, like, Clement, because I really liked his Let's Play format, and I feel like, you know, yeah, I could do a Sonic Adventure Let's Play similar to his, but my opinions on Sonic Adventure and tons of Sonic games are so drastically different that I feel like it would be a fair bit different from Clement's just on that alone. Or maybe I could even do, like, live Let's Plays or something like that. I don't know if I'm going to do Let's Plays this year or not. I'm not sure. But the point is, I want to experiment a bit more with this YouTube channel and hopefully get over at least 12 videos, not counting update videos. You know, I hopefully want to kind of step up just a little bit, even if it's not much. If not in terms of quality, then in terms of quantity, while also keeping the quality as consistent as I can, which I know my videos are not high quality, they're not high art or anything, they're pretty basic bitch. I mean, I use a pretty basic editor, for Christ's sake. I'd like to try and upload more often. I'd like to be on YouTube a bit more often. I want to upload more videos that I'm proud of. Something like what the Sonic CD video is, really just the Sonic retrospective videos in general, because I'm actually really happy with how those have turned out so far. I actually think they're some of my best videos. Like, I keep the conversation going, I think they're much better edited. They're not perfect, obviously. They're still filled with a lot of imperfections, but in terms of, like, my videos that I have so far, I think they're some of my better ones, and I want to talk about more older games. That's what I'd like to do for the channel. As for the videos that are up next, the next video I have planned is the 2022 retrospective. So this is something YouTubers are obligated to do basically every end of year, start of new year. They basically catalog every single thing they've done for, you know, basically something related to the channel. And I usually do this as well. I know some people get kind of sick of it, but I personally enjoy seeing and cataloging everything I've done, just in one neat little retrospective, you know? Just to talk about how good or bad a year was. And, you know, I like to do that as well. However, My 2022 year has been pretty sparse. I haven't really played many games, many new games. I've only really played 2 new games, to be honest. The rest of them were all games that were released before 2022, or, games I've already played before to get footage, like Jedi Fallen Order, as an example. And, I haven't really seen many movies, I haven't played many games, I've only played 2 games, really. Master Duel and Sonic Frontiers. And because of that, it wouldn't really be a substantial video. I've seen a lot of TV shows and anime, but I don't really have much to say on most of them, especially since some of them aren't even done. So I figured, to give the video a bit more, a bit more substance, I guess, just to give it a little bit more, to make it longer, and to make up for lost time as well, I would cover my 2021 catalog as well. So I'm going to be doing a year-end retrospective for both 2022 and 2021 in one video. The reason I didn't do 2021 was because of my mother's passing, and I took a break from YouTube because of that. I figured, to make up for lost time, I would do that, and since my 2022 list is pretty sparse, why not add more to it with the year I didn't cover? So that's what I plan on doing next. It should be released sometime near the end of January, or maybe in the middle, I'm not sure. As you can tell, I don't plan this shit. But I want to have it released sometime in January, since, it is a year-end retrospective. It's made before a new year or after a new year, directly after a new year, after all. And obviously the Sonic retrospective is going to continue. I'm not sure when the next video will be up, probably in February, but yeah, Sonic 3K, that video will come. I changed up how the retrospective is done, but, that aside, yeah, the 3K video will be happening. I'm hoping to make this a pretty good year, and I hope you enjoy it with me. So, yeah, that's all from me. I am Lokai, and I will see you in the next video.